19 years. That is how long it's been since Google seriously tried to put a laptop in your hands. And on September 15th, that changes. Not with a press release, not with a glossy keynote, with a locked-door, invitation-only event that insiders are already calling the birth of Googlebook. And here's why that should terrify Apple and every Windows OEM on the planet. Google doesn't need to win the laptop war. It just needs to show up and make it a three-way fight. For over a decade, this industry has run on a duopoly: macOS versus Windows, Apple versus everyone else. That ends the moment Google puts real silicon and a real operating system behind a first-party machine. The question isn't whether Google can build a good laptop. They proved that with the Pixelbook. The question is whether this time, they're finally building one to keep. So let's get into what's actually confirmed, what's still rumor, and what it means if Google pulls this off. Here's what's been reported, and just as importantly, what hasn't. The product is identified as a dedicated laptop family, separate from Google's existing Pixel phone, watch, tablet, and earbud lines. Now, and I cannot stress this enough, Google has not publicly confirmed the event date, the Googlebook name, or any technical specifications through its official press channels as of the time of reporting. The entire leak cycle centers on one question. Can Google deliver a premium first-party laptop that competes with Apple's macOS devices and the Windows laptop ecosystem? And that competitive question is technical before it is commercial. Google's previous first-party laptops shipped with ChromeOS, a lightweight operating system built around the Chrome browser, web applications, Android app compatibility, and Linux tools. The Chromebook Pixel, the Pixelbook, and the Pixelbook Go proved that Google could produce high-quality keyboards, aluminum chassis, and high-resolution displays. But those devices never became volume competitors to MacBook Air or Dell XPS. Public reporting in 2022 said Google canceled a next-generation Pixelbook that was already in development and reassigned its laptop hardware team. The reported Googlebook line would be the first major first-party laptop effort since that cancellation. Now here's where it gets spicy. The operating system remains the largest unresolved variable. If Googlebook runs ChromeOS, it enters a market where premium Chromebooks already exist from Acer, Asus, HP, and Lenovo, but it will not run native macOS or Windows applications outside virtualization or cloud streaming. If it uses Android or a new desktop-oriented Android platform, it aligns with Google's broader mobile ecosystem, but still faces the application compatibility gap that limits Android tablets and foldables as full laptop replacements. The reports do not confirm which OS the device will run, nor do they confirm whether the event will show functional units or static design prototypes. The silicon question is equally unsettled. Apple's M-series processors have established a performance per watt benchmark in thin laptops. Windows OEMs have moved toward Intel Core Ultra, AMD Ryzen AI, and Qualcomm Snapdragon X platforms, all publicly available in shipping laptops. Google's current Pixel phones use the Tensor system on chip, marketed as an in-house design fabricated through Samsung's Foundry process. But Google has not announced a laptop-class Tensor processor. No verified benchmark, core count, clock speed, memory configuration, storage tier, display panel, or thermal design has been published for the Googlebook. Any performance comparison to Apple or Windows hardware is therefore based on expectation and brand history, not measured data. Supply chain and regulatory records don't add clarity either. The reports do not identify manufacturing partners, component suppliers, or public certification filings. Google's first-party hardware business has repeatedly used Foxconn and other contract manufacturers for Pixel phones and Nest products, but a laptop program would require separate tooling, keyboard suppliers, display sourcing, and battery certification. Without public FCC or equivalent regulatory filings, the September 15th preview appears to be an early product reveal rather than an imminent retail launch. And Google's laptop history shows a pattern. Design experimentation followed by short product life. The original Chromebook Pixel arrived in 2013 with a 2560 by 1700 touch display when many Windows laptops shipped with 1366 by 768 panels. The Pixelbook in 2017 introduced a convertible 360-degree hinge and stylus support. The Pixelbook Go in 2019 emphasized portability and quiet keyboards. Each product received favorable industrial design coverage, but failed to shift market share away from Apple or premium Windows brands. That history informs the skeptical side of the current enthusiast debate. The debate has two poles. One argues Google has the software integration advantage, pairing tightly with Google Workspace, Android, and cloud services, much as Apple pairs macOS with iOS and in-house silicon. The other points out Google has previously struggled to maintain first-party laptop lines, and ChromeOS or Android app libraries don't yet match native macOS or Windows desktop software in pro workflows like video editing, 3D rendering, and PC gaming. Neither position is confirmed by the leaked event. September 15th is the next major proof point. If Google appears with a functional Googlebook and discloses processor architecture, OS, display specs, and a launch window, the conversation moves from branding to engineering. If it's limited to design language and a hardware preview, the open questions remain. Treat September 15th as a hardware direction signal, not a finalized product commitment, at least until independent reviewers test shipping units. No legal or regulatory wrongdoing is alleged here. This describes an unreleased product plan and a closed media preview. If you found this hardware analysis insightful, smash that like button, subscribe to Tech Market Pulse, and ring the notification bell for critical hardware updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.